Hi, this is Dirk with Remodel AI, and I'm here with a user request from Linda, who would like some help with an exterior remodel on her home, or an image of a home, which is already a beautiful home. But she has a somewhat interesting request, and that she wants to just remodel the certain area of this home. So she wants to remodel just this area, or maybe this segment of the house, in this specific style. I would call this a somewhat mountain modern style. And so we're going to go about exploring a couple ways in which you could do that. So I'm going to jump over to my app. Now again, I'm on a tablet here, an Android tablet. So your phone may look a little bit different in terms of layout, but it's the same process. I'm going to jump over here to the exterior editor. That's because we're going to be doing a couple edits in this case to achieve this. And doing several edits is easier in the editor. I'm going to load up her image, which she supplied on the drive. And let's zoom in to see. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to start with is a full remodel. And I'm going to do a full remodel in the style image she provided. So I also uploaded that to my Google Drive. And this style image, unfortunately, was pulled from a screenshot of a phone, which means it's quite blurry. So you can get much better results if you had a better style image. So I would invest some time in finding a better style image. Or maybe you have the higher resolution image, you just didn't post it. That's fine. I'm going to show you how the process works. But just be aware that this image, style image, is a little blurry. And unfortunately, the AI is going to match that style, and it's going to create a little bit of a blurry image. But I can still show you how the process works, and we can still get good enough results and upscale it at the end. So this is going to remodel the full image, which I know is not what you want. You just want this one area of the photo, and that's fine. We're going to fix that. There's a couple ways you could do that, and I'm going to explain one way that will work and one way that won't work. And here you could see a full remodel of that home done in this style. So that's the style we're working with. And again, I would use a better image here, one without watermarks, because it will copy things like this. It has bushes up here, and so you'll see that in these styles it's put bushes up here in almost all the photos. So the AI is really good at copying the style, but unfortunately it's copying some of the elements you don't want. It didn't put the watermark, which is great. But it produced decent images, but you can see based on the source image that they're a little bit blurry. That's because it's pulling that from the style image. So just be aware that, spend some time, get a little bit of a better style image to start with, and you will get better results. But I'm going to continue on. This is a good enough result. It does match the roof lines of this area, and we're going to fix the rest of this image because she only wants to remodel this section. There's another way I could do this. I could go in here and I could create a mask, and I could say I only want you to change this area of the photo, and I could just draw in the mask. The reason this won't work is because you're asking the AI to basically match the existing house style and the new style image. It will try, but it will probably produce subpar results because you're asking it a conflicting request. You're saying, I want you to match these two styles at the same time. In other words, give me an image with this area of the house remodeled, but consistent with this, but also consistent with the other style. So you won't get great results with that, but you can try it. But what I'm essentially doing is I'm going to cancel there. I'm going to manually fix the rest of this photo. So let's go with this one. This was a good enough image, I think. It got the doors and windows and roof lines correct. The shading is not correct. It's not consistent with the original image. It is consistent with the style image because this one had shading. This is like an evening photo of something. There's a shadow being cast from somewhere. So it's not consistent with the original photo, but that makes sense. We wouldn't expect it to be. So I'm going to click accept here. And now I'm going to fix this image by using the blend tool. Now what the blend tool does is essentially allow me to blend it back in with the previous layer. So here's my original layer and here's my new layer. in the editor. And when I blend, I can now paint the original layer. So I'm going to increase my brush size a bit, get rid of the blur just so you can see exactly what this does. So if I paint this, it's painting the original layer on this image. So what that allows me to do is say I'm going to get rid of those. I don't want those. I don't want, the lawn changed. I don't want any of this stuff changed. I don't want any of this stuff changed. Get rid of all those trees in the background. Those aren't there. And I'm going to keep all that area. And so I can also erase to bring back that layer. So it's just a game where you essentially can say, what you want to keep from your photo and what you don't want to keep. And I'm going to go back in and create a little bit of blur so I can get some of these edges approximately correct. This isn't perfect, but I'm just giving you the idea of how this works. This area is a little bit complicated because this is where the two houses come together. And I do want that post, I think, to be part here, but then it replaced it with a bush, but that's probably fine. So not perfect. You can see how the lighting doesn't match. So how we're going to fix that is we're just going to upscale the image. So we're going to go here to resize upscale, and we're going to use the creative upscaler. That allows it to change the image. And you could play with the strength. This controls how much the upscale process is allowed to change the image and add details when it's upsizing the image. So the higher this is, the more changes you'll get. I'm going to pick something around, 55.55. And we're going to say home with modern mountain accent. This is just a way to guide it to what you kind of want in terms of the new details. And then let me zoom out a little bit. And that's our new house. So that's an remodel with just this area changed. You can see the upscalers kind of tried to fix the lighting, but it's messed up a little bit on the roofing because the lighting doesn't match. This was from an evening area of an image, and this was from a noon time. But otherwise, you can kind of get an idea of what this house might look like if you did half in modern mountain and half in the original style. Does this idea work? It's interesting. I'd say you'd probably want to paint this and probably want this to be more consistent. But it's an interesting idea nonetheless, and hopefully this can give you an idea of how to go about doing this on your own, to play with ideas, because that's part of the fun of the AI, is playing with ideas and figuring out what works and what doesn't and what you want to pursue. So again, just to review quickly, we started with the original photo. We did a full remodel with the style image and got that. We used the blend tool to get this with this area, and then we upscaled it to get the final photo. So you can change any one of those processes and probably get better results, but the biggest thing I would do is pick a better style image, hopefully one that's also matches your time of day since you're trying to blend it with your original photo, and you can get some pretty decent results. So I hope that helps, Linda, in your quest to remodel the outside of your house. Thank you.